You ever notice that some people don't just dislike you? They monitor you. They study you. Oh, your every move. They watch your live streams. They watch your post to see what you're talking about. They twist your words. They recruit strangers, which is very dangerous. They build narratives. And no matter how quiet you become, they just keep pushing. They just keep coming at you. They keep coming at you. That's not disagreement anymore. It's not disagreement, beloved. That's obsession. That's an obsession, right? Why are you so obsessed with me? Right? That's that obsession. And one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn at almost 62 years young is this. Some people become emotionally devoted to your destruction, right? Emotionally devoted to your destruction. Not because you harmed them, because you have not, and not because you ruined their lives. You haven't done that. But because wounded people, hurt people. And wounded people sometimes need a villain to feel important. So you become that villain in their story. And when toxic people cannot control you, they will try to control the story about you. Yes, they will. So in this final, I can't even believe we're saying the word. In this finale of the ABCs of toxic friendships and relationships, we are talking about the letter Z. And Z is for zealot. So grab a snack and come on back and let's talk about the letter Z. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back. First of all, before we even get started, I want to say thank you. Thank you for walking through this entire ABC journey with me. Thank you so much. Every letter, every lesson, every difficult truth, every uncomfortable conversation, and every healing moment. This series became so much bigger than I ever imagined. And honestly, I think this final letter may be one of the most important conversations we've had to date in this series. Because today we're talking about what happens when toxic behavior escalates into fixation. When it escalates into obsession and fixation. When someone cannot let go, they cannot move on, they cannot stop watching you, they cannot stop recruiting their friends to do that hate raid and hate on you and lie on you. They cannot stop needing you to be the villain in their story, right? They just can't help themselves. They can't stop it. So today we're talking about zealot energy. Zealot energy. And no, I'm not talking about healthy disagreements. We're not talking about a healthy disagreement here. I'm talking about people who become emotionally consumed with conflict. People who attach themselves to resentment. People who become addicted to outrage, chaos, and obsession. Healthy people, they just disconnect. Healthy people disconnect, go on about their business like you're dead to me. I gotta go. I don't have time for this, right? That's what healthy people do. But obsessed people, they monitor. They monitor everything. And there is a difference. There's a difference there. A big difference. One thing that I have learned through life and through being online is this. Some people genuinely need a villain. They do. They genuinely need a villain. Because without conflict, they don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. Without outrage, they don't feel important. And without enemies, they feel invisible. Invisible. So they create narratives. They recruit people, which is so dangerous, that people who don't even know you will let somebody get them into this whole thing. It's crazy. It's like a mob mentality. It's like mob mentality. They repeat stories. They obsess over what somebody else is doing instead of healing themselves. Instead of healing themselves. And what's scary is that sometimes this starts from something very small, something very minute, right? A disagreement, a boundary, a rejection, a misunderstanding, right? But wounded people can turn discomfort into depression very quickly, very quickly. And suddenly they are emotionally invested in destroying somebody they claim not to even like. You claim you don't like me, but you're so busy trying to destroy me. So busy trying to destroy me instead of living your life, beloved. Think about how strange that really is. How strange is that? It's borderline psychotic is what it is. And there's a parasocial obsession, right, with an online fixation. People believing that they know creators, right? I'm somebody who does videos on YouTube. You know what I show you. You know what I've said here, you know, because I say what I mean and I mean what I say. I don't have to lie about my life or anything. But you don't know everything that goes on in my life. You don't know everything about me. You truly don't. But you think that you do. And that's that stalker mentality. The entitlement to the access of me. You're not entitled to the access of me just because you see me here on YouTube. You're not entitled to that. Absolutely not. As I'm not entitled to you on YouTube. Absolutely not. Anger. When the access changes, right? When you don't have access to me anymore and I've blocked you and I've cut you off, that's what makes you angry. So now you're angry. And in the emotional attachment, it turns toxic. It turns very toxic. People watching your every move while claiming they dislike you, that is very telling, very pointed, very toxic, very toxic. Healthy people don't obsess over people that they hate. And hate is a very strong word, but this is what I'm saying. Healthy people don't do that. If I don't like you, I don't want to be anywhere near you. I'm definitely not going to watch you. If it's somebody on YouTube, I'm not watching you. I'm not coming to your channel. I'm not subscribed to you. I don't come to your live streams. None of the above. I have nothing to do with you whatsoever. I don't. Why should I? Why would I? You know, toxic people also, they love to recruit others, as I mentioned, right? Smear campaigns about you. Oh, he lied on me. She lied on me. He did this, he did that. And that's so far from the truth. So far from the truth. The gossip circles. They go into different people's little orbits and they gossip and just talking a bunch of BS. Just to get noticed. The hate raids. Woo! Of people who don't know you, who come into somebody's live stream who can't stand you, and they start talking about you, or they put your picture up behind them on a green screen, and all of that has happened to me. All of that is. Everything I'm telling you here, I have experienced. I'm not just pulling shit out my ass. I have experienced everything that I'm telling you. That's why I brought you this series. I have experienced everything from the letter A all the way down now to the letter Z. And half of it has nothing to do with you two, but this is where we are, and this is where we're talking about, right? Strangers who join the narratives. The strangers joining the narratives, like, oh yeah, she said this about me and she said that about me, and you don't even know these people. You've never seen them before in your life, but now all of a sudden you've slurred them and you've said things about them? Absolutely not. And the people who join these bandwagons are all a bunch of psychos. They're all psychotic. People repeating things they never verified. Never verified. And I could talk about this from personal experience. Never verified. Not one person ever here on this app, when somebody goes telling BS about me and, oh, she lied on me. Oh, I'm stronger now. She lied on me. Da-da, da-dee, da-da. Yay, you're my friend. All that bullshit. Has anybody there ever said, we need to find out, we need to ask Lexi about this, or we need to ask whoever it's about, right? Have you ever done that? No, you haven't. Because you're a coward and you're nosy and you're just listening and carrying the train on. You're supposed to be peaceful and you're supposed to be this on your channel and that on your channel, but you feed into the bullshit. You feed into the okie doke without even asking a question. And the person who is saying all this stuff, right, where's their proof? Where's the video that any of this happened? Where is any of that? Where is it? Where is any of that? Yeah, there's a video of me talking about somebody here on my channel. And it's privatized, which I'm getting ready to unprivate it. Because that person came into my live stream pushing my buttons and I went off. That Leo energy in me, I couldn't keep it quiet. I went off and I said it all. I surely did. And got so much back. Oh, take that down. This person is sweet. This person is a fucking liar. And you haven't been in this person's channel or anything for months, but you're telling me to take something down. Where have you been to support? Where have you been? Right? No, beloved. Absolutely not. Some people recruit others because they need witnesses for the story that they created. Let me say that again to you. Let me say that again, because you may not have heard that. Let me say it again. Some people recruit others because they need witnesses for the story that they created and the narrative that they have changed. Simple, simple. Wounded people become addicted to conflict. They become addicted to conflict. Chaos addiction. You know, addicted to that chaos and that gossip and that hate mongering. They're addicted to it. The outrage addiction. You know, oh, I hate this person and I this and I that. Addicted to all this stuff. Identity through victimhood. Because now they feel like, oh, I'm the victim. And now that gives them a new identity, and for new people to come and like them and to hate the other person who did nothing wrong to them. But they're not being accountable for what they've done. They're not being accountable. So everybody jumps on that bandwagon without even asking a question. Well, you said all this happened. Where's your proof that this happened? Where is it? Where is the proof? And they get stimulated through the conflict. It stimulates them. They thrive on that. They thrive on conflict. They thrive on it. Some people don't want peace. They don't want peace. Some people don't want peace because peace would force them to meet themselves. Peace would force them to meet themselves, to look in the mirror and meet themselves, and they can't handle that. They can't handle it. Like, yeah, that's deep, isn't it? You know, and the one question that I have is, why do they keep watching? Why do they keep watching? If I don't like somebody, I'm not watching them. Like, Not at all. I'm not watching you. Not watching you. I don't want anything to do with you. Right? It's that monitoring behavior. They got to monitor your every move. What's she doing now? Oh, that live stream. You know how many times somebody has said to me, oh, I got a message from so-and-so. They didn't approve that live stream. Oh, what? They didn't approve it. So I guess I have to go to them and ask them for permission before I do something? Like, come on. Come on. The lurking in the background, or as we say here on YouTube, the lurking in the bushes. Watching and lurking. Thank you for the watch time, because I love it. I love it. The fake accounts that they keep making. Fake accounts that they keep making, and then when you catch them in that, right, and they're like, who's that? I don't know. Oh, so you don't know yourself, apparently? Which, that's obvious. That's definitely obvious. That's a scary thought. The compulsive watching. You know, they got to set their clock on you. What time is she coming on? Is she coming on? Has she gone live today? Is she coming on? Is she coming on? Has she made a video? And the emotional fixation. You know, I'm making light of it and I'm laughing at it, but it's not funny. It's not a laughing matter. It's not funny at all. The emotional fixation is scary. It's very scary. Sometimes people, you know, they don't want resolution, right? They don't actually want resolution at all. They don't. They don't want it. They want continued access to you, even if the access is negative. They want it. They just keep pushing buttons. It goes for a while and you're like, whew, thank God I don't have nothing. And then all of a sudden, here they pop up again, right? Why? 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 At almost 62 years young, I finally understand something very deeply, very deeply. Some people watch because they resent you. They resent you. They resent your growth. They resent how confident you are. They resent that you're unbothered. They resent those things. They do. They resent that you're admired, that people love you and like you, that you have support. You do. Some people watch because they envy you. They're jealous, right? They want to be you, so they keep watching. Some people watch because they made you their own personal villain. They made you their villain. So they got to watch to see, what is she doing? I can't stand that bitch. I can't. They made you the villain in their story. They made you the villain in their story. And some people watch because they become emotionally attached to the conflict itself. Emotionally attached to the conflict. But one thing I know, I will not spend the next chapter of my life performing for people committed to misunderstanding me. I will not. I will not, beloved. I survived toxic friendships, especially here, friendships. We say that in quotes. I have survived the manipulation of people here, manipulating my time, manipulating me away from my daughter, all of that. I have survived the smear campaigns about me, so many. I've survived that. And I have survived the obsession. I have. And now, I choose peace. I do. I choose clarity. I choose boundaries. I always have. I choose boundaries. I choose people who do not need enemies to feel alive. They don't need enemies to feel alive. Absolutely not. And most importantly, beloved, I choose me. Me, myself, and I. I choose me. So, I want to thank you so much for walking through this ABC journey with me. It was amazing. It was amazing. And now you've learned about what a zealot is in my world. So, I hope that leaves you, going, because have you thought about any of that? Or any of these people in your life? Do you have people like that obsess about you? Maybe at your workplace, at school, or anything? Do you? Because I'm sure you do. We all know somebody like that. We all do. So, from A to Z, baby. From A to Z, we have done it. I love you plenty. I see you. And I'm so proud of you, and I thank you. Thank you so much for watching and listening and learning and keeping an open mind on this series and learning, because it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And you're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? I know you do. I know some of you do. I know whoever's lurking in the bushes, they think this is about them. And if the shoe fits, wear it. Deuces.